Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I found out today that my work is going to extend our in-house quarantine until about April 5th as of right now. So I have lots of time. Today I thought I would talk about my tarot decks since I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks. 4 of them are complete decks, and then 1 of them is just the major Arcadia. So I will go tell you a little bit about these decks and then tell you their personalities, because each deck has a different personality and how they talk to you. So I'll tell you about that as well. Well, hi, I miss you all. I hope you all are having a great time in quarantine. It's a great time to just refresh yourself, restart, do whatever. So the first deck I'm going to talk about is going to be in alphabetical order. Let's see. This one is called the Antique Anatomy Tarot Deck. It's by Claire Goodchild. There's 78 cards and it has an 80-page book. This deck was one of my favorites just because the pictures are beautiful. Let's see if I can pull one up here. So that is the Devil and Temperance. These decks are pretty cool. They have different things, so their blades are like anatomy blades, and then they have different tools for surgeries back in the day. Some cards are flipped because they're reversed. So I thought it was a really cool deck. It's one of my favorites. This one is very mean. It tells you right up front what you need to know about what you're asking about. So whatever spread you're doing, you're able to go and use this deck. It will tell you exactly what you need to hear in the least amount of time. So I'll put this back here so you can see it. We'll do a little show and tell back here. The next one I'm going to show is the Everyday Witch Tarot Deck. So this tarot deck was my first one. It's by Deborah Blake and the illustrations are by Elizabeth Alba. This one comes with 78 cards, as usual, and it has a 264-page book. So this book kind of gives you more in detail. It describes the little cards you'll see. Here are some of the cards that you'll have. And then it's the Everyday Witch Tarot Deck. These ones are cool. They have cats on every card. So you'll be able to kind of see down below is a cat here. Over here is a cat. So if you're a cat person, which I was at the time, they have cats on every card. The back looks like that. This deck was my first deck that I ever owned. It was a very good learning deck, and I absolutely loved having the enjoyment of talking with this deck. It gave you the information that you needed and also kind of detailed a description for you. So in case you weren't so familiar with tarot, this is a good learning deck. So this is the Everyday Witch Tarot Deck. The newest deck that I have right now, that's a full deck, is called the Other Kin Tarot Deck. So this one has a lot of animals on the pages. So while the other ones may have people or skulls or anatomy, that sort of thing, this one has animals. So this one is by Solio Thompson. It is 78 cards, as per usual, as a 288-page book, which has each of the cards on one of the pages. And the cards are pretty unique. They are almost watercolor type of print. So they have beautiful little, let's see if my camera will focus. They have beautiful colorations of their cards, and in each card there's an animal of some sort. So it's very beautiful. I appreciate this deck a lot. It's actually very cute. It's a very nice deck, and it's always, so with my first reading on this deck, it was a very nice, hi, I'm here to help you, let's get through this together type of deck. And I appreciated it a lot, and I absolutely enjoy this deck. It's one of my favorites by far. Of course it's new, so I still have to work with it a little bit, but it's still one of my favorite decks. And the next one I have is the Tattoo Tarot deck. But this one is shiny, so sorry. I saw it because I thought it was interesting. It was also on sale. So I got this one I think for like 15 bucks, which is not that bad. It comes with a little tiny guide. The guide doesn't do much. I was very not pleased with it. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot, and then the cards are actually really cool because they are in like old-fashioned tattoo design type of thing. So here's the back of them, and then the front is kind of like old-fashioned tattoo type of thing. So it was really cool. It's a good deck. It's not well used by me. I still play with all of my decks like all the time, but this deck was just kind of like not my favorite. It's still a good deck. Don't get me wrong. It was a perfect deck. It's a good starter deck. It has a lot of good things that it says, but because the book isn't that good, I wouldn't suggest it for anyone who is looking into tarot or any of the readings or anything like that to be accurate. While the other books may have more in-depth ideas of what that card means, this deck mostly talks about like the basic meanings. So, for example, this deck would say love, prosper, health, happiness, etc. And then the other ones would be like, this card signifies blah 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 blah, that sort of thing. So it's a good deck if you already know your cards. It's a bad deck if you don't know your cards whatsoever. The Tattoo Tarot deck was created by Diana Colas, and the illustration was by Megamondun. The last one I have is kind of, it's not even a half a deck, it's like a quarter of a deck. It's the White Witch Tarot card deck, which the cover is beautiful, which is why I was drawn to it. This one doesn't have all the cards. So this one has the 22 major archetype cards, so the Empress, the Hermit, that sort of thing, Death, Devil, Hanged Man. Bought this deck, I thought it had all the cards and not the book, which I was okay with, but it has a book and then just the 22 cards. So that's okay. It's not my preferred. I only use this deck for 1-card draws just because the cards are kind of awkward as well. They aren't in a normal shape. They're more square than I like. But the illustrations are beautiful. This deck was created by Molly Shield, and it kind of looks like a children's scary movie, I guess. But they're beautiful cards, don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore them. They're just not the type of cards I thought they were going to be. I use all of these decks monthly. I try to keep in touch with all of them just because they are my decks, so I like them to have my energy. I do have another tarot set, but I don't really like to touch them because it like has other people's energy on them. It's kind of like my people, ooh, I want to touch your tarot deck type of deck. Got it for $5 at the Five Below, and it just looks like a meme. Like, here, I'll go and find them real quick. So they came in this box, which, I mean, I don't mind. It was cool. But they have like just a basic background, and then their pictures are all like, it's like real people, but they put a Renaissance paint over it and then like photoshopped in some things, and I'm just not living for it. Like, it just seems like a meme to me. Like, when mom gives you 7 cups and you don't know which one to pick. Like, but again, any deck that you have is your deck. make sure you take care of it. There is no judgment on your cards. The cards that I have called to me, every single one of them, I saw them and I just had to have it. Like, didn't matter about my financials. I always had the right amount of money for that card. So those are my decks. I absolutely enjoy all of them, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about my cards, please let me know. Leave a like and a comment below, and I will talk to you fairly shortly, and we will do more readings with my cards if that's what you would like, and I could possibly show you how each card kind of differs, so I could do like a one draw reading for each of my decks. But let me know. I would love to hear, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.